Our fall season is in full swing. Where have the Cats been? To the south, to the Pacific Northwest, all over and back again. Weeks filled with travel, games and tests, aching for some free time and a little bit of rest. Now that the weather has cooled and it's almost Halloween, it's time for Whiskers to get back on your screen. We've been dying to connect you to our new coaches, Rowan and Reaghan. We've been asking for weeks. We've been crying and begging. Finally, they are here. The time is now right to meet these two gems. We're sure it will make your night. Andiamo. And we're back. Back to Whiskers.
Welcome back, you guys. I know it's been a really long time since we've been recording.
Too long, bro.
Way too long. It's been a busy season. It's been an awesome season. And we haven't recorded one since before season. And now we're near the end of our regular season.
Yes.
Rich. Anyways, we're coming back with a special episode today with your co-hosts, obviously, Brooke and
Richard.
We have two new special guests that have never been on the podcast before. Please introduce yourselves.
My name is Reaghan, and I am the assistant goalkeeper coach here.
My name is Rowan Lapi, and I am an assistant coach here.
And former
player. I played here from 2019 to 2022. So it's been nice to be back.
Okay, we're going to get into all that, but we're excited to have you ladies here today. And we'll talk a little bit. Reaghan, we'll start with you. Maybe give us a quick family background, where you're from, and how you ended up here.
For sure. So my family is originally from New York. I was born in New York. And then when I committed to play Division I soccer at Campbell University in Raleigh, North Carolina, my family decided to move down to Charlotte. So that's where they currently live. I have a younger sister. Her name is Janelle. She plays flag football, and she is committed to King University to play flag football. So she's very excited about that. Before my time here at Northwestern, I was the assistant and goalkeeper coach at Robert Morris University in Pittsburgh. So I went from a cold place to another cold place. So it's getting really cold, but I'm really enjoying myself, and we're having a great season. So excited to keep it rolling.
Okay, and Rowan, how about you?
Yeah, so I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Amish country, Amish capital of the U.S., so from middle of nowhere, kind of. Again, went to Northwestern for my undergrad and then had a brief stint at Penn State where I continued playing, and I also got my MBA there. And then from there, I went to play professional soccer in Sweden. Unfortunately, about 2-3 weeks in, had a bit of a knee injury, and that's kind of how I wound up here as an assistant coach at Northwestern, because I had the opportunity to come back to my alma mater and be a part of things again, but also continue my rehab here in the U.S. where things are a bit different. Family background, I have a dog that's a golden retriever named Roki. We met last week. Very iconic. He's in high standard as far as what the team thinks, I feel. But so got a dog, two great parents, Heather and Joe, and then also a younger sister named Kira who goes to University of Oregon. So when we were out there, got to see her and everything, but yeah, that's the fam. We want to give a shout out to all the family members of both these people. Also to Rowan's grandmother, Madeline Harding, who is the queen of Instagram. She's like our biggest fan on Instagram. Thank you, Grandma. We love you. Wow. Wow. That was a big reveal. For those that don't know, Madeline Harding is my grandmother, and she is vivacious commenter on the soccer.
Yes, she is. Go to NWS Soccer, NUW Soccer.
Shout out
Insta. Well, let's see. Reaghan, when did you start playing? How old were you?
I was probably around 4 years old. I remember playing just like kind of rec soccer in Goshen growing up. And then I made my first travel team when I was 7. And it was an all-boys team. And what was the name of the team? We were the Goshen Galaxy.
Of course.
Yeah, we were the Goshen Galaxy.
Double G.
It was pretty awesome. I didn't play goalkeeper. I would play like forward or like wing. But then, when they would stick me in the goal, every time I'd let up a goal, I'd cry. I would just cry. I'd be on the field sobbing every time, and it would happen like 2-3 times, and then it would just
2-3 times
yeah,
a
like,
game.
like we weren't the best team, but and then I finally had to kind of break out of that. And then when I started playing for an all-girls team when I was 9 years old, they were like 14 years old, so they were a little bit older than me, and I had to stop crying. So it was a really good time, but.
And never cried since.
Emotional arc just laid for all the listeners.
Felt
Rowan,
so terrible when I let in a goal. I just cried.
So you went face first into the adversity.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then I've been a goalkeeper ever since, so here we are.
That's some classic conditioning.
Yeah, literally.
Like emotional, like
stop crying, stop letting in goals.
Stop letting goals.
There you go, it worked.
Rowan, how old were you when you started playing?
Man, I don't know. I mean, in my small town, it was kind of like you just did all the sports. But I think I remember being in like a kiddie kickers camp when I was 3 or 4. And, my dad would always be like, all right, here we go. You got to go score. Got to score them all. And all the other kids are picking grass. And I was told, like, it's time to be competitive.
Dad was not messing around.
Dad was not messing around. And that's probably when I got the bug a little bit, just from a very young age, wanting to always win.
And what was the name of your first team that you remember?
I think the yellow and gold team. We just had reversible pennies, and sometimes we would be yellow, and sometimes we would be, purple and gold.
Self-explanatory.
Sometimes we'd be gold. And,
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
What about, Reaghan, other sports you've played growing up?
I was really big into softball. I really liked softball. Probably played that up until 8th or 9th grade. Tried lacrosse in 7th and 8th grade. Didn't really enjoy it that much. And then I was actually going to play travel softball, but I realized that, I wanted to go and play college soccer. So needed to kind of pick one. So I ended up picking soccer, but definitely love softball. All my friends still play. Shout out Jess Miller, who is the head coach at Plattsburgh. She is,
Let's go, Coach Miller.
Now.
Nice.
So she's awesome.
Rowan, other sports you played?
Well, when I was growing up, I played, I guess my main other two than soccer would have been lacrosse, basketball. Stuck with basketball probably the longest. Had to give that up kind of early on, though, 7th grade, to just commit to playing soccer because I was playing for a team. Shout out Penn Fusion out in Philadelphia, and that drive was a bit of a hike, so I kind of had to stop early on with the extra sports. However, I did make a slight pivot into some boxing kind of recently. So I would say, other than soccer, my main other sport would be boxing.
And that was one really fun team event that we got to go to, which was Rowan's boxing match. When I was a freshman.
When Brooke was a freshman,
we went
Rowan was a senior.
And we were nervous, but she won. We had T-shirts with
First
her.
round TKO, let's not forget.
We had
Put some
T-shirts.
respect on the name.
We had T-shirts with her boxer name on there. She was called the Enforcer. And we had T-shirts with that. We took pictures of them, and I still have the T-shirt.
Oh my God.
Kara was actually wearing it the other day.
We may have to post some pictures or do a video of Rowan shadow boxing.
Yeah, we'll have to, because you're getting back into boxing recently, right?
So I actually do have a session lined up, funny enough, today. So
Wow.
post-training today, I will be meeting my boxing coach. Shout out Jesus, the Chainsaw Cerda.
Oh my gosh.
He was my coach and my mentor through the boxing stuff. So, and he's one of the people, I guess, that came up with the boxing name, the Enforcer. You can't pick it, turns out.
They have to pick it for you.
Your coaches in the gym, kind of where you're at, like it kind of just comes about. Could take a year, could take 5, I've heard. Who knows? But through
And
time,
why was it the Enforcer?
the head of the gym, he saw me sparring, and it was pretty early on. But again, I had a lot of skills and skill work to kind of clean up. But the raw power I had, I was only sparring men, so I wasn't really sparring any women in the gym. So because of that, he kind of was just like, man, like you're the woman, you're the enforcer. You enforce people. So, and it kind of stuck. And you can't really choose it, but you just got to embrace it.
I sense another episode of boxing.
Yeah. We have to try it out. All right. So you guys have been a part of soccer for a really long time. What is your favorite part of being on a soccer team, Reaghan?
Oh my goodness. I truly love like everything that goes into maybe like building a team, building like team chemistry and like the foundations of a team. I think those are really important. And, you're only as good as like maybe the weakest member of your team. And so in order to build everybody up to a standard that you want to play and compete at, I feel like that's kind of like the best part about it. And when everything clicks, you're winning and it feels really good.
Love to win. Rowan?
Love to win.
Also love to win. But I think the super special thing about a team sport, especially like soccer, is, you got 11 players in the field, but a bigger team, and it's just being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. And I think you look at some individual sports, and of course they have teams that surround them as well, but when you are all kind of united by a common goal, whether it's winning or postseason or winning championships, that feeling of investing and buying into something, along with your coaches and your teammates and the school, like side by side, I think, again, you can't really replicate that. So being a part of that is just an awesome feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say both being a team member and a coach is both being part of a team. But when did coaching first come into your minds?
So I was actually attending chiropractic school up in Buffalo, New York, when I was doing my 5th year at a D2 school called Duvall College. I went back for my 2nd semester, probably was there for about a week, and realized I was absolutely miserable and hated it and all of that. So I made the hard decision to call my family up and be like, hey, I'm dropping out.
Nice.
So they were like, okay, what are you going to do next? And I was like, I really want to coach, really want to get into it. So from there, that was like the spring. I just kept applying to different positions and things like that. And I ended up landing at Reaghan University, which is a D2 school in Hickory, North Carolina. So I went back home. I was probably an hour from Charlotte. Spent the fall there, which was an awesome experience. Like, we were a really, really great D2 team. And then was really fortunate. I was supposed to be there for 2 years, but was really fortunate enough to get picked up by Michelle Rick at Robert Morris before completing my 2nd year. So it was really fun. It was really cool.
Awesome. Rowan, you're new to this.
New to this.
When did you decide to be a coach?
Well, strangely enough, finishing up at Penn State and then going to, about to head to Sweden to play. I ended up, when I was hurt at Penn State, running a session for some players that couldn't get to travel. And I wasn't traveling because I was hurt. And I just took them through a small group session and was just trying to help out. And 2 different people at different times out of that group of 4 came up to me and were like, you should be a coach. That was an awesome session. I feel like you really taught me a lot. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. Then I had a conversation with my head coach at Penn State, kind of just my next steps, where I wanted to play, just kind of having closing chapter meeting in a way and just trying to get some advice and just talking about my career path in life and how long I want to play. And she's like, yeah, well, after that, you'll play as many years or whatever, and then you'll end up in coaching. And I was like, wait, what? I never said that before. I never thought about that. And I respect her a lot as a coach in women's soccer, and to hear her say that kind of made me pause and was like, well, why do you think that? And just kind of followed up, and I was like, all right, cool. But then again, as I was hurt at Penn State, I went outside and was seeing chiropractor, but also just kind of specialized in return to play and other stuff, and just trying to get a little extra for my last season. And he didn't know that much about soccer before treating a couple of the girls on the team. And he was like, wow, the way you break it down, you should just coach. And I had all these people tell me this within a 2-month period. And I was like, man, okay, go to Sweden, tear my knee, still there. They fired the U19 coach in Sweden and was like, oh yeah, we'll have you take over as the coach. And I'm like, never have I ever voiced this. And it was like the ghost that kept following me. And all of a sudden,
it is spirits.
Yeah. Then I ended up here.
Awesome.
And I guess I never planned it, but I'm excited to be part of it.
So after all of that, what would you say, with your short experience, Rowan, and more of an experience, Reaghan, what is the best part and what is the worst part?
I think the best part and what has been the most rewarding is when you are working with an athlete and you're maybe for me in the goalkeeping scene, we're working on a particular save or the ability to move our feet, and it finally happens in training and their face just lights up and then your face lights up, or they made an insane save that they thought that they couldn't make maybe a couple weeks ago. I feel like that to me is so rewarding, just seeing their success and being able to be a part of that and help them grow and develop. And then, the worst part is the heartbreak. Oh my God. When you're going through your season and you never ever want it to end, you want to keep going, but obviously there's only one team that gets to feel like that. So just the heartbreak in it all, and seniors coming to a close in their chapter of like playing and stuff like that. That's definitely tough. But I guess the good thing about it as a coach is that you get to do it again the next year. So that's the exciting part.
I think the hard part for me, especially still being a player and kind of trying to play in the coaching position, you can affect a lot of things. You have a game plan, you have tactics, you have all that. But at the end of the day, you're not the one that gets to step out in the field. So kind of, I guess, having to have that trust and being like, well, there's only so much you can do. Mm-hmm. And I guess just being a recent player and stuff, that's hard for me, just being able to sit and not getting to be out there. So that's been a challenge. I definitely get a little nuts on game day, antsy and anticipation. But the best part, most rewarding part about coaching, I think, is just getting to interact with, especially within this age group of 18 to 22-year-old women, and you can have any sort of like impact on their life, on the way they play, who they are as people, and helping them grow and develop. I guess in a very selfish way, but also a very human way. Anytime you can make someone feel good that makes you feel good, and then they walk away feeling great. And I think just having those interactions on a daily basis is more than rewarding and more than a push to like stay in this profession. So that's been probably the best experience.
Very true.
I'll be walking into our hotel room on game day, and Rowan will be fighting demons in the corners.
Yeah, game day.
What is she doing?
Yeah, she gets so antsy, I'm telling you. She's literally shadowboxing demons in the corners, and I'm like, hey, is the air winning? She's like, no, I got it this time.
We are praying for Rowan like 3 hours prior to kickoff.
So think of Rowan on
the
game
worst
days,
time.
Guys.
I'm sure Thursdays
oh my god, let me tell you.
And I think
the 7 p.m. game.
I gotta go. I go and lift, but other than that, I come back in and I'm ready to chill out a little bit.
She's still shadowboxing.
But I think
it's been hours.
As a player, you're very much stuck. Again, being a captain and having an experience too, is you're worried about the team, you're focused on the team, you're fighting for this goal, kind of amongst your sisters, you could say. But then as a coach, you're interacting with people all the time, and you see how much they care. You see how much the other coaches care and how bad people want it. Mm-hmm. So when it's like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you want it and how much work you put in, you still have to get the result on game day. So leading up to that feeling and knowing how much people pour in, and potentially not have it go your way or have some sort of thing, like a result you don't like. Oh, it's just
we need to lighten this up a little bit. Rowan's getting really tense.
I feel it. I'm starting to sweat again. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So, Reaghan, we'll start with you. What would be your big impressions of the current team? As we record this on October 24th, we have one game left in the season against Wisconsin. We've clinched a top 10 finish in the 18-team Big Ten.
Dang.
So it means we're going to go to the tournament. Hopefully Sunday's game will get us a little higher, and then hopefully we've done enough to get in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
So what are some of your big impressions of the team this year?
Honestly, I didn't know much coming into it, so I don't know what to expect. I kind of was just like, I'm going to a new place, a new environment. I'm super excited. I know the level at which we're going to be competing at is much higher than where I was previously. So I think that was something that I was like super, super excited about. I knew the goalkeepers that I was coming in to work with. And so I knew where they were at, and I was super excited to be able to push them and challenge them every day in training. But I've just been so impressed. I've been impressed with our back line. I've been impressed with our goalkeepers, our sixes, everyone up to our forwards. We are really starting to click. It's Rocktober. It's Rocktober. And, I think Rich made a really great point is that you never want to peak too early into the season. And I think that, this team is really peaking right at the right moments. And hopefully we keep it going into the Big Ten tournament.
From your lips to God's ears, please.
Here we go.
Rowan?
Obviously I had experience here as a player. I think my big impression of this team and just kind of following along recently over the past couple of years, I think past 2 seasons were, maybe a bit of a disappointment overall. And just, I feel like you guys could have easily gotten more as far as the results, and just kind of seeing, maybe everything didn't fall your way. But being here this year, I think team-wide, you can tell the focus is different. The level of commitment was different. The want, especially, I think, Brooke, from your class and the seniors, you guys are the only ones in this team that have a taste of what postseason's like. And I think from the very start, the first day I showed up here a little bit after the start of preseason, it was very clear that there's certain goals, there's a motive, and we're not really going to settle or accept anything less. And I feel like through trainings, through film sessions, through daily life and school, and I'm always in constant amazement how everyone balances everything. But I think that focus was very apparent to me from the very start.
Which game was Michael's best pregame talk?
Rutgers.
Yep.
Rutgers.
Agree.
Head bowed and bloodied.
We might have to. Head bowed and bloodied. That's the title of the speech. It was great.
That's very good.
Do you have a Brooke Miller story from this year?
No, we don't need to get into that on the podcast.
From this year?
Yeah, not from freshman year.
I got a pretty good one. Brooke was pretty sick. What game was this?
Penn State.
And we're like, oh my God, she might not be able to play, this and that. We're like, who are we going to slide back there? What's going on? She was like, yeah, I yacked a couple times. I'm not going to come to the pregame. We're like, okay. So like, as I'm walking out, you're like right there with a mask.
Yeah.
With a mask, and you're like, can I have some pretzels and applesauce, please?
It was my only source of fuel for that moment. And it was like, hey, so excited. I was like, no time for small talk, no time for
You didn't want to go into the
excitement.
locker room, so like,
I couldn't.
Can you get me pretzels and applesauce, please?
Just
And I was like, sure.
Yeah, let's see what we have. Like, no,
And-
I was like, yeah, I'll get that for you.
And, our followers and listeners may not have seen Brooke play, but she's a fierce competitor and she played a great
But she
game
rocked
today
out and balled 90 minutes. So
She balled
here we are.
on pretzels and applesauce.
Pretzels and applesauce.
All you need.
great pregame snack.
Okay, we're going to go to lightning round.
All right.
And Brooke, you're going to take it away. This is quick answers, first thought.
Right. You can't. So, Rowan, you're going to start with all of them. We're going to switch it up because Reaghan's been starting first with all of the regular questions.
That's crazy.
So you're going to start, Rowan.
Are
No
my
explanation.
questions the same as her questions?
Yes,
Yes.
they're all the
Okay.
same.
So
No
I can
explanation.
think of my questions.
So this is a true lightning round.
True lightning. No explanation. Just answer. First thing that comes on your mind. I don't want 5-second thought process,
Yeah,
right? So just answer.
Yes, ma'am. Sheesh. You're
Okay.
a tight ship over here.
I mean, should we just blurt it out at the same time?
No. One at a time.
She only goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you.
Okay.
So Rowan first, then Reaghan this
Okay.
whole time for our
Got it.
listeners.
Understood. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
You can only eat one food for the rest of your life. No nutritional value involved. What is it?
Steak.
Burgers.
If you were a kitchen appliance, what would you be?
Big Japanese samurai knife.
An air fryer. An air fryer. You can cook anything in an air fryer. Oh, wait.
Favorite? No, you can't. Favorite season and why?
Not cooking. Not
Just
condiment.
spring, winter, summer.
Autumn.
season.
Autumn. Oh, fall. I don't know why I said autumn. Fall.
Autumn's a beautiful word.
True.
Oh,
Fall, bros.
I thought you said seasoning.
If
Me
you
too. Because it was a kitchen appliance and seasoning. Not,
if
okay,
you
sorry.
opened up a restaurant, what would you sell if you had to make it yourself?
Steak. I
New
mean,
York style pizza.
Favorite movie snack?
gonna have to go with popcorn.
I'm gonna get hate.
Basic.
Raisinets.
Really weird. Favorite restaurant in Evanston?
Taco Diablo. Sauce
Stacked and
59.
folded.
Stack and folded. Favorite coffee shop in Evanston?
For coffee, patisserie Coralie. For vibes and overall experience, I'm gonna go with Capital.
I like Collectiva.
I've never heard somebody call it patisserie Coralie.
What?
Usually just Coralie Cafe.
Put some respect on their name, bro.
Okay, next. City or countryside?
Countryside.
City.
Nickname?
Bro.
Rags.
Rags. Sizzling stew for Rich over here. What sport would you play if not soccer?
Boxing.
Softball.
What animal would you be in another life?
Tiger.
Monkey.
Monkey.
So
Okay.
cute.
If you could choose someone on this team to eat a 5-pound sandwich with, who would you choose? 30 minutes.
Like competition eating?
Yeah.
Like we have to put it down?
Yeah.
I'm going through the roster.
On this team.
I'm gonna go with Niyama. I think we could get it done.
Noah?
Mary.
Mary?
Yeah.
And last but not least, tell everyone why they should listen to the Whiskers podcast.
What else would you be doing?
Absolutely. What else?
Okay,
Awesome.
this has
You
been-
heard it here, guys. You have nothing better to do.
This has been awesome. I'm predicting this is going to be one of our most popular episodes. And
Let's
we
hope.
want to thank Reaghan and Rowan for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, ciao,
Thanks,
everybody.
Ciao.
We love Whiskers.
Whiskers out.
Time for Gabriel's music. Here we go.